And Paige Peake for Ipswich Town will hope to have the sort of impact that she did in September when she scored the winning goal against Portsmouth in a 3-2 thriller. Were they to be able to do the double today over their South Coast relegation rivals, then Ipswich would lift themselves off the bottom of the WSL 2 table for the first time in many months. Quite the Sunday then we have ahead here on the WSL 2 YouTube channel. Available to watch all over the world. You can take us with us on your travels. We will take you to 5 different matches on this Sunday in early February. Here, the battle of all battles at the bottom, both desperately clinging on to the faintest flicker of hope. That's a cheeky little ball, and this is Escort, who tries to squeeze her way along the byline. Well marshalled in the end back there by Kavanagh, but more work for the keeper to do, and it wasn't the most convincing of touches away there from Natalia Negri. Job done, though. It's Izzy Collins, who was walking a bit of a tightrope last weekend in terms of picking up a booking and flying in for a few crunching challenges. Starts again today for the home team, Portsmouth. Of course, Portsmouth have already shown that they have a knack for escapology, if you will. A year ago, they were still to win a single game at this stage, and yet they found a way to survive. A blueprint for the team in blue that even Ipswich might try to follow this season. Pass slightly astray. And the skipper for Portsmouth this afternoon, I should point out, is Jasmine Bull. For Ipswich, it's Maria Boswell. There she is. Oh, this is neat. Getting away well down that right-hand side, Peskett. Good early pressure from Portsmouth. I'll be pleased with the tempo with which they've managed to start the game. That's well held up. Barker tries to get there, flying into a challenge with Kavanagh. Rowe. Barker again. Just nicking it back away from Dean. Shows so much experience, the former Leicester City captain. There's Jazz Bull. Joined the club 6 years ago, as being captain for just over 2 of those. That's Escort. Now Dean. And a long booming clearance away. Anywhere will do at the moment for Ipswich. Starting this game under the cosh on the south coast. Lucy Shepherd, who is leading the charge there for Portsmouth. One of 2 full debutants today. Made her debut off the bench at Durham in that disappointing, frustrating and narrow defeat a week ago. Jay Sadler has spoken since about how unfortunate and unfair it felt with the late penalty. That's not a brilliant clearance. And Kavanagh's going to try a lug from range and hit the crossbar. The slightest touch from the goalkeeper, perhaps, but it is going to be a goal kick. Great effort from Colette Kavanagh. Joined in January from Deportivo La Coruña in Spain. Trying to make something out of nothing, and so very close to doing so. That would have been her first goal in Ipswich colours. That's a good-looking ball into the penalty area. Not brilliantly dealt with by Waring. First corner of the game. Bit of encouragement after that early scare there from Kavanagh's long-range effort. So it's Sophie Barker who'll go across and take the in-swinging corner kick. Turned 35 years old on Christmas Day. So much experience. And so many big targets to aim at in there as well. That's a inviting ball into the 6-yard box, and the danger not cleared yet as Tia Prima's header is a relatively comfortable one in the end for Natalia Negri. Hornby forwards to Shepherd. Megan Hornby again. Asking perhaps too much of her teammates, though it's Prima who goes down in the penalty area, asking for something out of the referee. Referee this afternoon, incidentally, is Julia Kings from the West Midlands FA, Birmingham FA, promoted to the WSL 2 list in time for the start of this season. Kavanagh. Been a busy week at both of these clubs. A last desperate throw of the dice in their attempts to beat the drop. 4 signings at Portsmouth. Just the 9 at Ipswich as Thomas gets a brief touch. Hacked clear by Cohen. Pompey adding the experience of those 2 full debutants today in Lucy Shepherd and Charlie Escort. Helped the team plug the hole, really. That was left by Jessie Gale, who's returned to Arsenal. 5 goals in 15 games on a successful spell on the South Coast for the England and Arsenal youngster. You can just about make out David Wright there. Still unbeaten under his tenure, having taken interim charge after Joe Sheehan was sacked around a month ago. Couple of draws, couple of very encouraging draws as well against Newcastle and Bristol City. Shepherd can't quite keep that in, I don't think. Referee agrees. That'll be another Ipswich throw-in in front of where you can see Jay Sadler has stood. Concedes that there is more pressure on this one today, and even used the dreaded term 6-pointer. Hard to dispute that it isn't. Thomas. Good challenge made by Escort to take that off the toe of Kavanagh. Thomas again the target, wins another header. Closest player to it was Lucy Ashworth-Clifford from an Ipswich perspective, and it is she who goes and retrieves the ball for the corner kick, Ipswich's first of the afternoon. They can be such dangerously inviting opportunities. And that's a high dropping, awkward ball, half punched away, real scramble, Dean's in there, half cleared, and then Barker flicks it round the corner. Bull couldn't quite bring the play away for Portsmouth, and yet more defending for them to do now. Ashworth-Clifford trying to get on the end of it. That's a clumsy bundle through the back of Primmer. Thomas battling with Escort. That might turn into a really good ball through the line. Something for Hornby to chase after anyway, but well dealt with back there by Rowe. Kavanagh comes through the back of Escort, forced to Barker. Referee content to let play continue. Shepherd. Escort again. Seems to be in the right place at the right time. Barker. Back at Hornby. Might well have thought about letting that go there, the Ipswich skipper. Shepherd wins a header. It'll slowly trickle through to the keeper, Natalia Negri. One clean sheet to her name all season, dressed in bright orange today. That clean sheet coming in the most unlikely of circumstances if you glance at the league table. At Charlton in September. That's neat football from Portsmouth through the middle of the pitch. Hornby trying to pick out Primmer. Primmer, who scored her first goal for the football club, having signed last summer from Blackburn, that goal coming at Durham last week. Brilliantly taken as well. Spoke about the surprise of Negri's one clean sheet coming at Charlton. This is a division that can throw up surprises, as did the early kickoff today. That's finished Durham 1, Birmingham 1. Opportunity knocks then for Charlton to try to extend their lead at the top of the division. Chance for Bristol City to climb into the top 2 as well. They're at Crystal Palace today, 3rd against 4th as things stand. You can watch them all on the WSL2 YouTube channel. Thank you for being with us on this chilly, grey Sunday afternoon. I can't think of an afternoon that hasn't been chilly and grey, though, so far in 2026. Barker. Ball with the outside of her right boot, asking too much of Shepherd. Pompey starting the day second from bottom, 3 points clear of Ipswich, 3 adrift of safety. It is a golden opportunity for Pompey to breathe new life into their survival hopes. As it is for Ipswich, though. Unbeaten in the league so far since David Wright took charge after the dismissal of Joe Sheehan. But their only victory of the season, incidentally, came against today's hosts, Portsmouth, when they beat them in a thriller, 3-2 back in September. Ashworth-Clifford. Poor touch in the midfield from Mitchell. Almost set Portsmouth away, might still do. Just about smuggled that ball back to the goalkeeper in time. Primer for Barker. It's Humphreys to Cohen. Portsmouth enjoying more of the ball in the first quarter of an hour, 60% of it. Long ball for Hornby, who's popping up all over the place. On the right a few moments ago. Still Hornby. Does well to get that ball into the penalty area. Now Shepherd. Never really caught a hold of that. Bounces awkwardly though. Waring can't get the power behind it to clear it at the first port of call, but they eventually do by committee. Bull. Ashworth Clifford showing composure. Now Tash Thomas dropping into a bit of space. Sophie Peskett running at Collins. Running into trouble at the moment, but Peskett still going. Perhaps an appealing look at the referee there, but eventually run out of space and ideas. Collins. Primer. Ascot. It's Jasmine Bull. Just poking and prodding away at the moment, Pompey, trying to find a gap, trying to draw the Ipswich defenders out. They might well have done so here. Bull's cutback is turned behind by the recovering Leah Mitchell. A second opportunity from a corner kick of the afternoon for the home team. Lost their last 4 league matches in a row, Portsmouth. Winless in 6, if you include the FA Cup, where they've lost 5 on the spin. And you throw the cup competitions into the mix. And is a deep ball into the penalty area, headed down by Hannah Cohen. Primer putting herself about in the early stages of this game, conceding a free kick. The Ipswich skipper, Boswell. There are several of the 7 new signings on the Ipswich bench. Princess Adamalui with the bright blonde hair, number 99 she wears. Will be one to look out for later, should she get an opportunity to come on, joined in January from Gotham FC. Hornby will chase after that, but Negri gets there first. Peskett, who was trying to weave her way out of danger, but ultimately found some. Kavanagh, good recovering challenge. If you are just switching on to us a little bit late, Kavanagh hit the crossbar in the early stages of this game from distance. Strong challenge made. Ashworth Clifford on the other end of another strong challenge. Plenty of endeavour here in the first 20 minutes. Hornby, all opens up for her. Thinks about hitting one, it's blocked. This time Sophie Peskett's got a little bit more space to run into. Escort closes it down. Looking for Tash Thomas. Pass touch astray. As is that one, and that'll be a Portsmouth throw-in. Couple of full-blooded challenges going in then. Certainly expected to see plenty of commitment, plenty of, as I said already, endeavour. Two sides don't lack for that. It's just a bit of quality that they've lacked at times this season. That is why they are the bottom two teams in the table. Natalia Negri. It's a good pass out to the right wing. Peskett again almost involved, but sprinting away from her is Collins. Can she keep it in? Just about. Good opportunity this then for Portsmouth. Ball into the penalty area. Well headed away. Danger's not cleared yet though. That's Escort on the ball for Portsmouth. Now Barker. And back to Collins again. Closed down by Peskett. Low ball this time. Looking for Shepherd. He does hold it up. Effort turned and cleared off the line. It was Freeland with the right-footed. I thought initially it was just a pass into a dangerous area, but going for placement, really well cleared off the line, and Portsmouth's best opportunity of the game so far. And they'll have a third corner of the game. That was better from Portsmouth. Chance today to open up a 6-point gap on Ipswich. Sort of sliding doors afternoon at the bottom of WSL 2. Barker. Something off the training ground here. Now Freeland. Low driven ball, well cleared away. Jazz Bull, right full-back coming across onto the left wing, and she's done well to get away from Thomas initially, and still going. Kavanagh getting in front of Freeland. And the long clearance for Maria Boswell up to the halfway line. Dean almost getting, in fact did get ahead of Collins there. Thought play was going to continue, but the referee has awarded Ipswich a free kick, as you can see, much to the dismay of Portsmouth manager Jay Sadler. Perhaps looked a bit of a sore one for Rihanna Dean. What else has happened here? Player's been called across. Well, you can see that Jay Sadler is furiously barking instructions to his players, tactical adjustments, and it's Natalia Negri who's down, and the reason for the brief stoppage that we have here at Wesley Park. In the other goal, Jess Gray was fit to start today. You can see her there in front of the Portsmouth bench. She had to come off late last week at Durham. Those statistics there do indicate that the home team have enjoyed the better of the first 24 minutes. Best chance of the game, certainly, which fell to Georgie Freeland, cleared off the line. And Ipswich having to do the majority of the defending at the back. Not something that they have especially specialised in this season. It was their first ever season in the second tier, as Bull will smash that one away. Thomas will hair after this one, and the ball just about had enough on it to reach Jess Gray. As I say, came off injured, was clattered into in the late stages of that narrow 2-1 defeat at Durham last weekend. But fit to start today. Paige Peake preventing that from going behind. Peake, who scored the winner when these two met back in September. Collins' throw. Shepherd with the header, and the more eager out of the players there to get on the end of the ball. Kavanagh clears it away, only as far as Thomas. 1-7, keeping the ball away from another 7 there. Cohen's header. Thomas once more. Ashworth Clifford underneath it with Jazz Bull. Waring taking a chance there. Going back to her goalkeeper. Escort. You can hear the ball fizzing around on this artificial surface here. Well won by Waring. Rihanna Dean couldn't control it, but that actually might be fortuitous for her. Greta Humphreys did just enough to get herself in front of the rapid Rihanna. One of two Ipswich changes this afternoon. Rihanna Dean coming in. Header from Rowe. And Jazz Bull will come forwards. An ever-presence in the league so far this season for Portsmouth. Shepherd's a target. Escort 2. That's where the ball goes to the Welsh international. Cohen. Back to Humphreys. Hornby. It all opened up for Lucy Shepherd for a moment. Just weren't able to find her with that ball. Peake. Looking to clear that up the line for Peskett, who's grounded by Tia Primer. Chilly afternoon on the south coast of England. See the blankets on the players' legs in the away dugout. Yeah, a week for blankets and name badges at Ipswich. 9 new additions. Players have been jetting in from the likes of Juventus and Lazio, Deportivo La Coruña, as well as Barker comes back for Portsmouth and clatters that out for an Ipswich Town throw-in. Maria Boswell looking for Thomas. Does well to get away from Cohen. It's tricky little footwork there from Ashworth Clifford. Manages to win it back. Another ball into the penalty area. Half cleared away. Mitchell knocked clear a bit more convincingly by Humphreys. Peak. Nice slide rule pass. Well defended. And Escort has it again for Portsmouth. Shows great composure. Has Mitchell on her back. Jess Gray taking no chances. Anywhere will do with that clearance. Bit of space there to possibly try to exploit for Dean. Tries to get it back to Tash Thomas, who never brought it under a spell. Frustrating for Tasha Thomas. Ashworth Clifford. Good interception in the middle of the midfield, and Sophie Barker has it. Decides to go all the way back to her goalkeeper. Comes off of Bull last. Long, struggling season for Portsmouth. And that has been the one consistent measure of their campaign, is the struggle has been real throughout. They lost 5 of their first 6. Escort has it, reinvigorated perhaps by her calming, steering presence in the middle of the midfield. Collins has Freeland for company, goes to Barker instead and gets it straight back again. That'll be a Portsmouth throw. In some ways, Pompey only hanging on in there thanks to back-to-back wins in November when they beat Crystal Palace at home and Sunderland away. They haven't won in the league since early mid-November. That wait extends even further for Ipswich, though, without a single league victory since September. Incidentally, of course, against today's opponents, as Dean, the Ipswich striker, comes back, tries to win the ball back for her side. Collins takes another throw-in. Clearance from Waring, looking for Thomas. Jess Gray starting to creep further and further forward out of her penalty area as Portsmouth continue to enjoy more of the ball, though I'm not sure Primmer is going to be able to catch it. No, she's not. Mentioned her already. Tia Primmer had a busy start to this game on the left for Portsmouth. 21 years old. While Maria Boswell, you see on the ball there, is 23. Joined Ipswich's academy 6 years ago, made her senior debut soon after. Tash Thomas controls. Rowe does well to keep that in. Back to Waring. Ball into Seps. I'd have wanted a free kick for a moment, but Mitchell picks it up and promptly gives it away. And Bull has it back again. Now Cohen for Portsmouth. To Shepherd, couldn't quite bring it under a spell. Peskett has it instead. Boswell. Negri under pressure from Hornby, does really well to thread the eye of the needle with that pass. Waring, direct ball. One for Rowe to chase after, and Tash Thomas was there too. Cleared away by Cohen. And Ipswich haven't really threatened since that early speculative long-range effort from Colette Kavanagh. Ashworth Clifford does well to get the ball into the penalty area. Barker back there. Dean's making life difficult and making something out of nothing, really. Winning a corner kick for her side. Rihanna Dean, who hasn't scored since before the winter break, that last goal coming just prior to Christmas at Sunderland. Did score against Portsmouth in September. They know all about her threats. She'll be a target for Bethan Rowe to aim at. There's Rose, awkward ball, and it's headed over by Thomas. What a great opportunity that was for the Jamaican international to give her side the breakthrough. Megan Waring seems to have come off worse from the collision that might well have been with her own player, Tash Thomas. Really good opportunity for the 30-year-old all-time record goal scorer and appearance maker for Ipswich Town. Well, Rihanna Dean will lay chase to that. It's with Boswell, and perhaps that opportunity there for the Tractor Girls has just given them new hope here as we start to tick towards half-time. Ashworth Clifford, predominantly on the left-hand side, but comes across to the right wing, tries to nick it back in between a couple of Portsmouth defenders, and quite rightly, that is a free kick. Boswell made the devilish run, and it's a yellow card for Tia Primer, and I'd be lying if I said that hasn't been coming. So Primer, the first player to go into the referee Julia King's notebook this afternoon. Another good opportunity then for Ipswich Town in the not dying moments, but edging towards the dying moments of this first half. Ashworth Clifford is over there to deliver the in-swinging free kick. Plenty of height to aim at. Good punch away from Jess Gray. Kavanagh's got it once more, though. Stabbed clear. Again, though, Portsmouth struggling to clear their lines. Collins does, though, really effectively, and that'll be a throw. Better this from Ipswich. That's lovely from Ashworth Clifford. Turns it goalwards, turns it in. Rihanna Dean, right place at the right time. But it's brilliantly made by Lucy Ashworth Clifford, making her full debut today. Jess Gray won't want to see that back. Rihanna Dean will not tire of watching it. Her first goal since before Christmas, and there was an element of gift to that. It is Ipswich that get the all-important breakthrough in such an all-important game. It's brilliantly tricky footwork. And then there is a touch of fortune there, as Jess Gray couldn't quite push it further away. But like all good strikers that wear the number 9, they have a habit of being in the right place, and wasn't Dean in exactly the right spot there. And yet here they come again with Peskett into the penalty area. She's held up by Cohen. Still with Peskett. And Pompey will clear it away. Could be such an important goal in Ipswich Town's season, their first ever in the second tier. And as you can see, as we approach half-time now, they have really got the wind in their sails on the south coast. And Peskett is in. First-time effort. She might well have been wiser to lift ahead. Had she have done, she'll have surely seen Lucy Ashworth-Clifford completely unmarked on the opposite side of the penalty area. She could have carried on, really, could have dribbled into the penalty area and the opportunity might have become clearer to her. Escort turns it on, cleared away. Now Barker, Freeland, and back to Barker again. That's lovely football from Portsmouth. Shepherd turns it out onto this right-hand side for Hornby. Bull, oh dear me. Frustration for Portsmouth. They've enjoyed a lot of the ball, particularly through the first sort of half an hour of this game. Had more shots, more attempts on target. But Ipswich have scored from their only effort on target. Rihanna Dean. Had all the hallmarks of a promising break, that, and so Jazz Bull put a foot right underneath that one. Ashworth-Clifford again, twinkle toes, edge of the area, looking for a bit of support. Kavanagh trying to provide it, but cleared away before she could get involved in the attack. Will be a throw-in that Rowe can take. There is the goal scorer, Dean. Another corner kick, and they can be such opportunities, these corners. And what a second goal would do for Ipswich Town now. It's Beth Rowe who will take the corner kick for the Tractor girls. An awkward one, half cleared once more. Kavanagh has it, turning through a bundle of bodies. It's hacked clear. And we're inside the final minute of the first half. At this rate, I think Jay Sadler would just like to get his players back into the changing room so he can redress the situation. Hearing that there'll only be a couple of additional minutes at the end of this first half. Now Shepherd, though, for Portsmouth. Is their chance, is their time for an equaliser? Cleared by Peak. Primer was close at hand. The benefits of these little grounds, you can get in the queue for the T-bars and still watch the game. Well, into the penalty area. Waring will look to clear it. Now Hornby, Primer again. Confirmation that there are 2 additional minutes. Head tennis at the moment. Rihanna Dean's back there, Hornby too. Mitchell gets involved and Peskett will bring it away. Peskett still going, Collins in front of her, probably needs a bit of support now. But will go it alone, and she does brilliantly. Has targets to aim at in the penalty area too. Snuffed out before it could reach either of Dean or Thomas. Another early ball into the penalty area. Smashed clear. Primer can't keep it alive though. And Leah Mitchell will try her luck, which is clearly not in. Out into the streets of Havant goes that ball. Kavanagh will be shrugged off this by Shepherd and then dragged to the ground rather cynically. And so that'll be a yellow card for one of those new Ipswich signings that joined this month. Made her first start at Newcastle in their last game. One final opportunity then for Portsmouth to try and draw level. Sophie Barker. Megan Hornby over the ball, but it is Barker. Strokes that towards one of those tall defenders who's come forwards, and that's a really good effort from range. One final chance there, as I think Jazz Bull on the volley drew a good save out of the goalkeeper. But what a half for Ipswich Town. No doubt they have picked up massively under David Wright. A couple of draws from his first 2 league games in charge. As things stand, they are going off the bottom of the WSL2 table for the first time in months. Rihanna Dean with the goal 5 minutes before half-time. Portsmouth have work to do and trail at the break by 1-0. Well, the second half is on the way then at Wesley Park. At the break, Portsmouth 0, Ipswich Town 1. Rihanna Dean with that goal, her 5th of the season. The Tractor Girls also hit the crossbar through Colette Kavanagh. Such an important second half on the way for both of these sides. For Ipswich Town, it's an opportunity to get themselves finally off the bottom of the table where they have been for so many months and drop Portsmouth into 12th place instead. This is a huge 45 minutes, you sense, for those players there. It's Jazz Bull, who's the skipper, doing all the talking at the moment. Chilly afternoon on the south coast that will feel only more cool were they not to find an equaliser and maybe even a winner. They've got plenty of experience there in Hornby and Barker. Shepherd, a new signing as well. Escort making her full debut today, the number 24 on her back. 50 caps for Wales. You can just see Tash Thomas for Ipswich Town making her way out of the tunnel. The other players already out there. What can't be forgotten as well is that Ipswich have a game in hand on a lot of the other teams down at the bottom. They are unbeaten under new manager David Wright. a former Ipswich Town defender in his own right. 2 draws against Newcastle and Bristol City, and things going well for them this afternoon at Portsmouth as well. 45-year-old, used to play for the likes of Crewe and Wigan and Palace. Mario Boswell there, the captain, will surely know, as will Tash Thomas, their all-time record goal scorer and appearance maker, how important 3 points would be today to take with them back to Suffolk. A vitally important afternoon then on the way here in the second half on the WSL2 YouTube channel, which Ipswich get us going again. And no changes that we're aware of at the break either, as Barker plays a ball up towards Shepherd, cushions the header down, hoping to find Freeland, who had one cleared off the line in the first half. But that'll be a Ipswich throw-in. Maria Boswell drying the ball on her shirt. Seemed to strike the arm of Boswell, but play continues. Primmer looks to touch it away from the Ipswich skipper. An early touch of the ball for the Pompey centre-halves, Cohen and now Humphreys. And will we see any of those 7 new signings that are on the bench as Rowe goes down? Edge of the penalty area. That'll be an Ipswich free kick. Shepherd the guilty party. Ipswich signed 9 new players in January, including 4 on deadline day. 7 of the new additions are on the bench this afternoon. Goalkeeper Lysiane Prou from Juventus. Princess Adamiloui is on loan from Gotham FC. Header from Rowe. Hecked up by Thomas. Humphreys leaves that a little bit short for a goalkeeper, which is why she then stands in front of the Portsmouth striker. That's a good little turn from Megan Hornby, and she's going to have a go at goal! Brilliant stop! What a save from Negri. And the header clear from Boswell. Now Collins. What an effort it was as well from Megan Hornby, whose touch lets her down. 6 games without a goal. What a way to end that wait, were it not for the brilliant diving save of Natalia Negri. Really was excellent. Goalkeeper at full stretch. Dean gives Peskett something to chase after. Cohen will take no chances. Portsmouth in need of a fast start to this second half. It's Boswell who'll take the throw in. And there's a bit of pushing and shoving inside the penalty area. The goal scorer, Dean, is involved. The throw-in goes short, and it'll be a case of rinse and repeat. Ipswich entering today with the worst home record, the worst away record. No side has scored fewer goals. But my goodness, now would be the time to find form. And they are starting to show some signs that they might be. That's the creator of that first goal, Ashworth Clifford. Devilishly tricky on the ball. Boswell, first time cross. Teammate trying to get out of the way. Liam Mitchell also looking to get involved. But Shepherd will try to hold it up. Kavanagh wins it back for Ipswich. Just wonder whether or not she could have wheeled away there and looked to exploit a Portsmouth defence that would have been pulled all over the place and potentially disorganised, but instead taking the slow build-up approach, intercepted by Barker. Shepherd nicks it away. Hornby. No one really to aim at there in the penalty area as she did cross that. And Boswell couldn't keep it in. So it'll be a throw-in for Pompey. Nearly 5 minutes played here in the second half. They will surely know that as they kick things off in this second half, that they are now bottom of the WSL 2 table. And that is not what Charlie Escort there, for instance, on the ball, has signed to be a part of. Mitchell lets the ball run in a dangerous area, and Hornby comes up with it for Portsmouth. She's already been dangerous once in this half. She'll win her side a corner kick. First of the second half, fourth of the game for Pompey. This is a Pompey team that have lost their last 4 league matches in a row. But if there is a crumb of comfort, 2 of their 3 wins have come at home this season. They need a comeback in this second half. Might as well start it now with Barker's ball into the penalty area. Bounces awkwardly. Retrieved by Humphreys. Does really well, the big defender, to get to the byline and to win her side another corner kick. Short corner then, Barker's over there. And certainly something off the training ground. It's really well worked. It's into the side netting. Well, that had plenty of promise, that move. Well, there are players in space and plenty of players to aim at here. Freeland surely would have been one of them. All of that promise let down by the final delivery as Tash Thomas does a bit of defending. Peskett could well be away down the right. Cohen comes across to meet her, tries to pick out a teammate in the middle, but well covered instead. And Pompey have it again with Collins and now Escort. Barker will win a Portsmouth throw, and there's some real urgency now, isn't there, in this second half. Shepherd takes that away from Peake. Will need some support though, and finds some support. Freeland nearly walked onto that. Excellent ball. Strong challenge from Greta Humphreys, and Brianna Dean's really feeling that on her right ankle. It really was a full-blooded challenge from Greta Humphreys. Left absolutely nothing in the tank. And there is a yellow card as a result. So a second Portsmouth player goes into the book. Julia Kings is the official this afternoon. Fourth official is the vastly experienced Lisa Benn. Kavanagh hooks that away. And Humphreys will have to walk a tight line now in terms of the referee's notebook. Can't quite keep that in for Pompey. It'll be an Ipswich throw in front of where David Wright is standing, and all of those substitutes, of which 7 of them are new signings, are sat. Rowe with the throw. Thomas with the flick. Comes off of Jazz Bull last. Ashworth Clifford wins her side another throw-in. Played really well today. Made the goal. Joined in January from Lazio in Italy, where she'd made 7 appearances. Has also played for Celtic and Lewis on these shores. Oh, Boswell's given herself a bit of defending to do here with that first touch. Does well, though, to get it back to Negri, who made such a brilliant save before from Megan Hornby's long-range effort. Peskett does so well. Dances away from Collins, has Barker for company, but she'll dance past her too. Recovering tackle made by Collins. Can understand the frustration of Ipswich there, who felt they should have got a free kick but didn't. Mitchell goes down under the challenge of Escort. One ball forwards. Thomas is always the target. Humphreys is back there. That'll be a Ipswich throw. Tasha Thomas is so often the focal point of this Ipswich attack. You can see Princess Adama Louis warming up there behind Beth Rowe, perhaps soon to make her Tractor Girls debut. Beth Rowe gets it back, ball in towards Mitchell. Little touchdown, trying to find a teammate, but cleared away by Humphreys before it could reach. Can Bull keep this in? Yes, she can. And win her side a throw-in off of Paige Peak. Barker. Ball through the lines for Shepherd. Now Primmer tries to keep it moving. Freeland involved, but robbed away from her. Goal scorer Rihanna Dean, who was crunched in that challenge from Humphreys a few moments ago, appears to be showing no ill sign of it. Appear to be readying a change. Portsmouth, with Jay Sadler there giving instructions to one of his substitutes. Tia Primmer comes up with the ball. Spins down to the ground, looks at the referee, wants a free kick but doesn't get one. And Peskett usually doesn't require any invitation to turn on the afterburners, and that's exactly what she's doing here. Gets away from Collins, who only now manages to pull level with a lovely little fake for a cross. Back to Boswell, ball into the edge of that 6-yard box. She didn't really have anyone to aim at that near post. And Primmer has it once more for Portsmouth. End-to-end stuff here at Wesley Park. Shepherd, first time ball, nobody there. And Paige Peak says, thank you very much indeed, we'll have that back. Pescott again thinking about having a run. We'll get a throw-in. She wanted a free kick off of Izzy Collins. Sophie Pescott, who's got a couple of goals to her name, including one at Newcastle last week. 2 assists in the 3-2 win against Portsmouth in September when these two sides met. And that is Rihanna Dean, and it's that right ankle still, which she hurt in the challenge with Greta Humphreys, that appears to be troubling her. I think even indicating perhaps there that that's where it happened, pointing back into the direction of the pitch where she was levelled. So Rihanna Dean's afternoon is done. She will be replaced by one of those 7 new signings. She made her debut, Kit Graham, as a substitute at Newcastle last week. And you can see there that Lucy Shepherd, who is making her first start for the football club today, has been replaced by Angelina Nixon. Had some physicality and some size. Looks thrilled to be on the pitch there, little fist pump. Pescott's done really well to keep that alive. Boswell's touch not so good, but that's a good little impact from Kit Graham, whose first touch is... oh, and that looks to be handball. That really looked to be handball. With Jazz Bull lifting her hands there for a moment as the ball came in and blocking the ball. Love to see a replay. I think the Portsmouth skipper might well have got away with one. It's a really good ball from Kit Graham into the penalty area that caused the chaos in the first place. Her first impact after coming off the bench. Joined in January from Tottenham on loan. Lovely touch. And sets Tash Thomas away, but the assistant's flag is up on this near side. Just went a little bit too early, the Jamaican international. Less than half an hour remaining for Portsmouth to try and find an equaliser. Boswell, ball away. Helped on, and Pescott will hair after it and try to sprint away from Cohen. She'll certainly have the pace advantage. Ball into the penalty area beyond Ashworth Clifford. Manages to retrieve the play. Kavanagh's over there as well. Fakes to cross it the first time. Does do the second, though. Awkward ball for Cohen, who deflects it behind. I think wanted a goalkeeper to come and grab that. Corner kick it'll be instead for the visitors. So Kit Graham on then, in place of Rihanna Dean, who's got the goal at the moment, is the winning goal. And such an important one it might well prove to be. There comes the resulting corner kick. High dropping ball towards that back post. Ipswich want a second corner kick in quick succession, and they get one. Pompey substitute Angelina Nixon disagrees. It's Bethan Rowe. Looking to bend another inviting ball into that crowded penalty area. Tash Thomas trying to get underneath it. Nixon heads it away. Barker can't clear it, and Ashworth Clifford's half volley was spooned out of the stadium. Cohen wins it briefly for Portsmouth, but this is Leah Mitchell who tries to set Ashworth Clifford away. Keepers come out, good starting position, and Jess Gray takes control of the situation. Double change on the way, as you can see there, for Ipswich Town. Malaika Mina and Princess Adamalouie are both stripped and ready to come on. Here come those substitutions. It'll be a straight swap as Princess Adamalouie makes her debut, replacing Tash Thomas, who didn't quite get a goal today, had an excellent opportunity with a header. The other change there sees Malaika Mina replace Leah Mitchell. Which allows me to tell you the story that, unfortunately for Mina, our cameraman was filming her get off the bus earlier on, and she got off the bus and then promptly realised that she'd left her boots on board, so I had to get back on again and go and retrieve them. This is Nixon for Portsmouth. Now Freeland, real opportunity, straight at the keeper though. Fresh impetus for Portsmouth. And this is Adamalouie, who's proven a real handful here. Handful of shirt anyway for Cohen, who'll try a lock on her own. The referee spotted the tussling and the tugging of the shirt there of the Ipswich substitute. This is that opportunity. You see Nixon there. Perfectly weighted ball for Freeland. Just had to find one of those corners and couldn't. Just over 20 minutes remaining. Ipswich coming off the bottom of the table as things stand, and giving their hopes of survival new life. And new interim head coach David Wright. Nixon again looking to stride away from Ipswich Town midfielders. Escort for Bull. Primmer's switched across to that right flank now, predominantly played on the left. It's Escort. It's a Bull. This was that chance for Adamalouie, looking to make an instant impact on her debut. On loan from Gotham FC of New York. Malaika Mina shrugged to the ground by Nixon. And that will be a free kick. Mina on loan from Bristol City, has played 9 times for them this season. Just 22 years old, spent time with Arsenal and Chelsea's academy. So good pedigree there. Ipswich Town edging ever closer to that long, elusive first victory since September, when they beat Portsmouth by 3-2. If ever there was a case of the old fable, can we play you every week? Long way to go yet left in this. Adam and Louis proving to be, as I mentioned already, a real handful. Thought she should have got a corner, maybe a free kick, but instead it'll be a goal kick for the home team. Mina. Didn't quite get hold of that pass the way that she will have wanted to. In front of her new manager, David Wright. So he's been really impressed by how the girls have taken on so much information in the last few weeks. As Primer picks it up. Rowe in front of her. Does really well to stand there and let Primer's dancing feet get the better of her, really. Nixon tries to get there in front of Pescott, but Ipswich have it with Boswell. David Wright, their manager, spoke of the massive amount of confidence that they have from those couple of draws recently, and they bring that into this game today. Adam Aluya, again, the target, constantly trying to find her since she came on. Another change on the way for Portsmouth. Hornby. Ball in looking for Nixon. Freeland there too. This is Nixon. Effort at goal is again straight at the keeper though. The chances and the shots on target are racking up for Portsmouth, but bar the effort from Hornby in the early stages of this second half, which drew a brilliant save of the Ipswich shot stopper, she's not been able to be drawn into too many spectacular saves as Rowe plays it out to that left-hand side, all underneath it, all wrong with the cross. Pumpy change on the way then. And Freeland, who had a brilliant opportunity to level the score, has been withdrawn. And Emily Pittman is on, wearing the number 23 on her back. And what a story this is for her and for Portsmouth Football Club. If nothing else today, this is something to smile about. Hasn't played for 16 months after injuring her ACL in the October of 2024. But Emily Pittman now back in the mix and hoping to mark the occasion with what would be a very, very important goal indeed. And, you know, confirmation, Freeland as the player who was withdrawn. Before any of that, though, more defending for Portsmouth to do. Ball up towards Adam and Louis. Shouts for a handball there that you might well have been able to pick out. Nice touch from Hornby. Trying to set Primer away. Nixon is joining her in the middle, being held up by Malaika Mina. Bit of pushing and shoving. The ever combative and involved Tia Primer, who perhaps the referee is reminding her there that she is on a yellow card. It'll be an Ipswich throw. Kit Graham, by hook or by crook, manages to find Princess Adamalui. And she is again. Boswell. Mina wants it and gets it. Tries to turn through the lines. Ricochets off a couple of tackles before eventually losing the ball. Waring's header. Ashworth Clifford lifts that in the direction of Graham. They are working hard, these Ipswich players, trying to hold on to this slender advantage. Humphreys away, all the way through to Page Peak. It's Hornby who is the one-player press at the moment. A touch from Kit Graham to find Kavanagh. Not so, though, from Kavanagh, who was looking out onto this left-hand side for Lucy Ashworth Clifford. Less than 15 minutes remaining. And there appears to be another change on the way. Just a stoppage instead for an injury here. One final opportunity for the coaching staffs to get some instructions into the players. There are more Portsmouth changes coming in a moment. Jemima Dahu and Niamh Peacock are both ready to come on. That's Humphreys who's down. It's difficult to overstate quite how important the next 15 minutes or so could well be for Portsmouth. The great escape a year ago, where they didn't win a single league game until March, will give them hope that anything is possible, but defeat today, well, that would sure be damaging. On the other hand, new life in Suffolk under former Ipswich Town defender David Wright has his players just 13 minutes plus stoppage time away from a first win since September. It is Humphreys who's coming off. Jemima Dahu will enter the fray. Niamh Peacock will make her debut, having joined in January from Arsenal on a youth loan, dual registration effectively. And there's Ashworth Clifford. And another debutant there for Ipswich Town with Ava Baker, who's signed on loan from Birmingham City. I don't think the defenders will be sorry to see the back of Ashworth Clifford, who has been tricky all afternoon and brilliantly made the only goal of the game at the moment. Confirmation that it was Sophie Barker that was withdrawn alongside Humphreys for Dahu and Peacock. This is Collins, and Dahu's offering the overlap. Now in need of some support. Princess Adamalui getting back and putting her body to good use there, and will win aside a free kick as well. Nixon doesn't agree with it, but a free kick nonetheless, and a chance for Ipswich to just burn a few seconds off the clock.
Today's Westmead Park attendance is 853. Thank you for all of your brilliant support.
Ava Baker winning her side a throw in there on the far touchline. Started her career, Baker, at Leicester City, where she became their youngest ever scorer at just 16 years old. Adama Louis knocks it back for Malika Mina, rolls it across the penalty area. Peskett surely wraps up the most precious of 3 points for Ipswich Town. New life, new hope of survival. They are heading for their first league win since September. And now what for Portsmouth? Well, it's a brilliant ball across from Malika Mina, and what a smart finish that is from Sophie Peskett. 2-2 for her. The goal last week at Newcastle United was absolutely brilliant from Peskett, but that one is possibly even more valuable. How do Portsmouth respond? Kit Graham twists and turns, and there's a swagger now to Ipswich. That's Pittman making her long-awaited comeback. Hornby, who's done really well to skip away from a couple of challenges. Shouts for handball against her, and then a snapshot tugged frustratingly wide. Well, you just know that Natalia Negri will be clinging on to this clean sheet for dear life. They are 10 without a shutout. Nobody would have been more pleased than the Ipswich goalkeeper to see that whiz past her post. Well, headed on by Boswell, helped on by Kavanagh. Waring's header. Kavanagh now involved again. Finally down on the artificial grass for a moment. Nixon. Neat. Looking for Collins, who might just get away from Peskett. Pittman. And Nixon again. Flicks away, shouts for handball. And again there, possibly, as she went to ground. Rather untidily. Finally, Ipswich get it back. Adama Louis proving to be a real target for Ipswich. And it's going to be a free kick, or at least a stoppage in play, because of a potential head injury. I think that's why the referee, Julia Kings, has called a halt to proceedings for the time being. Just giving their new striker the once-over. What a focal point she has proven to be since coming off the bench. Only 19 years old still, Princess Adama Louis. Plays for England's under-19s and came through the academy at West Ham United. They have to keep tight to her. A couple of fistfuls of shirt there as Adama Louis hit the turf. Nixon away from Graham. And that might just sum up Portsmouth's afternoon. Jay Sadler, their manager, he didn't try to play this down. He said that, look, there is more pressure on this one. It is a 6-pointer. At the moment, that is a 6-pointer that they are missing out on. Escort heads it away. Arms folded there. Left of your frame is Sadler, leaning against the dugout. David Wright, the opposite side of the halfway line, hands in his pockets, slowly walking up and down as he edges in closer on a first victory in charge. Like Amina to Peskett again, looking for Adam Louis, icing on the cake. If nothing else, she might have a second go at it. It'll be a goal kick. Nope, corner kick. What a handful. A 5th Ipswich Town corner kick of the game, and Colette Kavanagh in no rush to go across and take. Stats flicking up in front of me. Ipswich Town have only had 2 attempts on target, but boy, have they made them count. Kavanagh's ball is a tricky one, and Gray's done well to keep that out. Behind for another corner, which in some sense is a relief for Pompey, but in another, it's exactly where they don't need the ball to be right now. Beth Rowe to take the in-swinger from the far side. And Miller is unmarked at the moment. Ball going in towards her. Gray makes a good fist of it. Down by Baker. Good clearance away. Boswell will get there first. Back to her goalkeeper, Natalia Negri. Kit Graham, one of 9 new additions in January, booms that off the roof of the stand. Those 9 additions seem to be doing trick at the moment. She's done really well to try and spin away there from a couple of Ipswich players. Megan Hornby eventually gets her reward from the referee. Just 2 minutes remaining then. And if they are to get back into this, if they are to snatch a point out of the jaws of defeat, then they're going to have to find something and find it soon. They go short to Dahoud. Back again. Adam Louis back there defending, header, goal, it hits the post. It's Collins' header, but the assistant's flag is already up. And so it wouldn't have counted even if it had gone in. We're hearing that there'll be as many as 6 additional minutes at the end of this game. Those 6 minutes will feel like an eternity for these Ipswich players, because it's felt like an eternity since they last won. Baker set away by Mina. Eva Baker could do with a bit of support now up against Bull, still has it. Ball into the penalty area is headed away, but only as far as Graham. Kit Graham, left-footed shot is blocked. Kavanagh to Mina. Primmer goes down. I think that might be Primmer there who's hit the deck from, yes it is, from Kavanagh. And that'll be a Portsmouth free kick. surely in a hurry to take it, you'd think. It's the Who. And there will be 6 minutes added on. Encouragement for Pompey manager Sadler, who holds the ball in one hand and looks at his wristwatch in another. Clearly making the point that Ipswich are labouring over the taking of the throw. 6 minutes is enough time, surely, to give these Portsmouth players a bit of encouragement, which has been fleeting this afternoon. Challenge made by Nixon. Down goes Boswell. It is a free kick. And again, they'll be in no rush to take this as they edge ever closer to a third league game unbeaten. That would be their longest unbeaten run in club history in the second tier. This would be a first away win in the second tier as well for Ipswich Town, and a first under new interim manager David Wright. The first clean sheet in 10 matches as well, their only clean sheet of the season, coming back in September in that surprising 0-0 draw in South London against Charlton. Football around the corner, Kavanagh looking for Boswell, might well have put the curse on that. Nixon chests it down. Graham tries to nick it back again, but it's Escott who has it. Kavanagh to Boswell. 2 of the 6 minutes have ticked on by. Peskett, the scorer of the second goal. Boswell would have been away there, and Kit Graham been able to find it. Bull's done well to initially get away, but Malik Amina wins it back again. Now Baker. Wins her side a throw-in off of Peacock. Neat footwork from Dahoud. Back to Cohen. Less than 3 minutes of stoppage time remaining. It is a victory that would put several teams near the foot of the WSL 2 table on notice. That's a free kick. Bethan Rowe bringing Hornby down. Suddenly cuts the gap to the relegation zone for the likes of Sheffield United and Durham, who were 6 and 7 points respectively clear, to just 3 and 4 points. And remember, there is the game in hand that Ipswich still have on several of their opponents. They play Sheffield United next week at home. What an occasion that could be. Still some defending to do, though. Flicked header is behind for a corner kick. The gap to Sheffield United at the moment, whose match was postponed against Sunderland, is just 3 points. Should things stay the way they are, that is a very crowded 6-yard box. Here comes the ball. Unsurprisingly, the referee has seen something she doesn't like in all that. Though quite what, I'm not sure. Difficult to see anything through such a bundle of bodies. It's Cohen and Adam and Louis getting the talking to from the referee while pushing and shoving continues. Some of them choose to see the funny side of it. Not all of them, though. Got a feel for goalkeepers these days. Quite the delay, though. Here comes that ball, finally into the 6-yard box. It bobbles about and it's in. I'm not sure who's turned it in. All that's important is that it is in for Portsmouth. Drama late into stoppage time. That gives them a lifeline. And just the faintest flicker of hope that there might still be something in this for them. Meg Hornby is being credited with the goal, but very, very difficult to see who exactly might well have got the final touch. It's Hornby's name who's been announced over the tannoy here at Wesley Park. The 6 minutes are up. But is there time for one last attack for Portsmouth to snatch a point? It just wouldn't be the WSL 2 without a bit of drama like this. Kit Graham surely heading for the corner flag. Tries to protect the ball, bulls over there. Anna Louis as well. Well, this is exactly where Ipswich want the ball. We've played over a minute now of stoppage time added on, and that is full time. And what a big 3 points for Ipswich Town. It is their first win since September. Their first win for David Wright as interim head coach. And their first ever away win in the second tier. They are 3 unbeaten. They are off the bottom of the WSL 2 table for the first time in months. And there is new hope that the greatest of great escapes might well be on for them. And if it is, it was a great escape that was ignited at the ground of the club who pulled it off last season. New hope for Ipswich Town, new compounded fear for Portsmouth. At Wesley Park, it has finished Portsmouth 1, Ipswich Town 2.